Hello and welcome to the Winners of Sheffield podcast. Today I am with Clinton Woods. Clinton,
are we going all right?
Yeah, and we are at the Clinton Woods gym.
The Clinton Woods Boxing Fitness.
Woods Boxing Fitness, and I'm joined by Tommy Frank. Tommy's got his own podcast. What's your?
Yeah, Boxing Dads.
Boxing Dads, and
shout out to Boxing Dads.
You've done such a good job on that. I decided to rope you in. You guys know each other, so I thought the conversation would flow a bit better with you on board. So what we do is start right at the start, really, Clinton. So, you were telling me before you grew up at Foxhill, didn't you?
Well, I was born in Low Edges. I've got to say that because I've got friends from Low Edges who always claim I was born there. So about 7-year-old moved over to Foxhill, which I always see Foxhill as the place I was really brought up. Even though I left there at about 11, 12, it was just a place I loved, and the memories. I still actually drive there because the countryside around there, we used to call it the back edge.
Yeah.
Where we used to go cardboard sledging. I don't know if you know about cardboard sledging. And that was a big thing in Foxhill. They used to go on cardboard and slide down these hills. And
black bin bags for us.
They were cool. Well, if everybody got a new telly, everybody used to be queuing up for the cardboard for best sledge going down dry grass. Oh, now they sat like that on the.
I know, yeah.
I know.
So that's where I always classed myself as brought up by. My dad worked at steel firms. My mum, obviously, there were 7 of us. So my mum got, for me, the best mother ever. When I look back, what she used to deal with us, oh my God, it must have been hard for her. And it really sad.
7 siblings.
7 kids, yeah. There were 5 boys and 2 girls.
Wow.
And I can always remember sometimes finishing school, and I used to sit on these steps at bus stop and waiting for my mum to get off on bus because she'd been to do a cleaning job.
Yeah.
And when I look back, I always think she used to come walking up these stairs with these like 4 bags shopping, and then later in life she used to tell me she's like get a bus to town and then walk from town to is it Millhouses? Yeah, Millhouses, to do a cleaning job for a tenner. I'm like, oh my God, just to so we could have decent clothes or rate graft. So I always look back to Foxhill with good memories. I love that area. So I was talking to someone the other day because my mum now she's 83, and she just started to struggle with walking. My mum, she walked us everywhere. She actually apologised to us once, saying that I'm sorry for when I used to walk you all over. It was mother. There's no fatties in our family. Yeah. We're all slim. We're all fit.
Yeah.
She used to walk us from Foxhill to Rivlin, which is a long way.
Yeah.
And then from Rivlin, she used to walk us to this place. We were like miles further to get a bus back home back to Foxhill. So we would just walk. We walked everywhere, but it was just great memories. Being out with the whole family, and she used to take all the kids with us and home. My memories of Foxhill were just brilliant.
What school did you go to?
Went to Foxhill School.
Right.
I would have gone to Chaucer's and Newlands. Yeah. I would have gone to Newlands. My brothers went to Newlands. The year I was supposed to move to Newlands, then we moved over to this area.
So you were youngest at lad, were you?
No, there's one younger than me. He's called Todd. So in our family, there's Mandy, Julian, Adele, Shane, Eve, Clinton, Todd.
Wow. Were you always into scrapping when you were a young lad then?
Yeah. As I was cock of Foxhill. About a year. My brothers always used to put me in my place. And my older brothers, they'd scotch me all the time. And worst one with my sister Adele, she used to batter me. Yeah. I mean, batter me if she just looked after us. And when it comes to we box, people always say, how come your brothers didn't get into boxing? I always remember doing a talk one of these an evening with Clinton Woods, and my dad was there in the crowd. Yeah. And someone asked, he goes, Clinton, how did you get into boxing? And my father just shouted out, because she was shit at football. But I did play for football teams. Yeah. I always got picked for school team, picked for pub. So I played for pub teams and all sorts. So but that's what my father always said, because she was shit at football.
And then you moved up this part of the world, you said, did you?
Yeah, then we moved over here. But I started boxing when I was in Foxhill.
Oh, right.
At 7-year-old, my my dad just took me to a Hillsborough Boys gym, and there was a guy called Ray Gillett, and I was 7 years old.
He lives near me, Ray.
No, I know, on the road. Yes, I still,
see him if he does laps at Park on Ray's, Ray. I
know.
stop and talk to him with Ray.
he still looks same now.
Does
Because when he was in gym with us,
Yeah.
How old is he then?
he's
Is he 80 odd?
gotta be.
Yeah, oh yeah. I think
He's gotta
But he
be.
still
in his
looks fit,
80s.
doesn't
You know who he always reminds me of?
Yeah.
Always reminds me of Mickey from Rocky.
I know it, yeah. I know what you mean, yeah.
Uh,
yeah.
So my dad took me to his gym when I was 7. Which is 7's a young age, really. And the gym were like about the same size as this. And
Whereabouts for that gym?
Hillsborough Boys, they were opposite barracks at Hillsborough.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
There's some steps going up to it.
Yeah.
And it was on top floor. It was on the top floor. And it had windows all the way around it. All the way around. And half the windows didn't close. So when it was cold, it was, Baltic. And I always talk about kids, when I have kids down here, they're coming here with the t-shirts on saying they're cold. Because they haven't got a clue. We used, oh my God. But we trained. We trained and we we just got warmed up with his training. I can always remember this gym. Because you go in gyms now and you have like 10 bags up and you have all this nice stuff. He had a mattress on the wall, what we used to punch.
Really?
Yeah, he had just a mattress, what he got, a bed mattress. There was a mattress on the wall here, and he drew someone's body on it. We used to punch it.
Old school, love it.
But he had me on the line. For weeks and weeks, just jab, jab, jab. Just simple. And I did it for weeks and weeks and weeks, and then you'd move up where you'd do a jab, you'd do a step, a jab and a right, and then move back. And I did it for weeks. And even Ray said, it's unusual that a kid stays that long.
Yeah. Well, I was just going to say that's like, it's good for you to start out for your technique, but I think that's like a test, isn't it?
Yeah.
To see if the kid's going to do what you tell them to do, innit? It's like
Yeah,
a
definitely.
test, innit?
We put a kid on the line in here.
And,
I can guarantee I can put a kid on the line. He'll be there. As soon as I turn around, he's gone.
yeah.
He's on a bike. So he was old school. So from 7-year-old, at the gym, Silky Jones was here, Paul Jones was here. He had a great team. He had a great boxing team, Silky Jones. He had Kearney's. He had a guy called Paul Marriott. He had a massive team. He took all the sessions on his own. And I always think, how did he do it?
Yeah, just Ray.
Yeah.
Just him,
And then we were boxing. I had 68 junior fights. So I packed in when I was 16. So I had 68 junior fights in 4 years, 5 years. And he were like in Bradford one day. So he did it all himself. And when I look back, I think, oh my God, how did he do it?
Were they quite strict then to keep all them lads in line, or were they?
Different era. The guys were just into boxing.
Yeah.
And I mean, he had a big team and a good team, and a really good team. He did it all himself. On fight nights, when I had an amateur fight coming up, we used to meet him downtown where he worked. He worked in a pewter factory. And when we used to go into it, we used to, ready, he'd be there, his face would have been black with dust.
What's pewter like?
It's like you used to get trophies.
Oh, yeah.
Boxing trophies.
That's-
I was thinking.
But then you might get like a little a flask, a cup flask. That's pewter.
Right, yeah.
So he worked with a pewter thing, which were good for him because when we put shows on, he used to make us trophies.
All right.
We used to get a pewter cup. But I used to go to the end and he used to pick us up from work. And then straight from work, he used to drive us to wherever. In his, he had a Allegro. Remember Allegros and cars? He had this big green Allegro. And I can remember one fight. We were fighting. We come out. We were at Barnsley. We come out, and all his wheels had gone. Yeah. So great memories at Hillsborough Boys.
So you said you packed it in at 16. What brought that about? Were you just
I moved over here, so I was still catching 2 buses to go to Hillsborough.
Right.
At school, I were the best at school. Not when it comes to anything to do with how clever I were, because I was always told that I was clever. I just didn't want to be at school. So I more or less left school at 16. I walked from school onto a building site and asked somebody if they wanted any labourers. And he actually said, yeah, these days you wouldn't be able to do it. Yeah. And I started cleaning for some Artexes.
Wow.
So I was getting good money. So cleaning for Artexes, cleaning walls, I had a right laugh. Because one of my brothers worked for him, and kids who I knew. On Thursday, we got paid. So we're at Mill pub. There was a famous pub around here called Mill. So we all sat in the end. Bloke used to come in with little brown envelopes. Everybody had brown envelopes.
Cash in it.
And cash in it. And I can remember, and I don't see him a lot now, but it'd be like 80 quid for me, which were like loads of money for the year.
Get paid weekly.
Yeah, weekly. It's got like 80 quid. So we were out. I'd be out Thursday, I'd be out Friday, I'd be out Saturday. So when beer were like, I can remember beer with 98 pence.
Oh.
And I used to go out with a tenner. I used to have like 8 pints.
That's mad.
I used to have eight. I used to drink Stones. 8 pints, I think with 98 pence. And then we used to go to Chinese and we used to have a sausage. I know it sounds daft from a Chinese, we used to have a sausage supper from Chinese.
Nice.
So yeah, they were brilliant days.
Proper Sheffield Clinton in there.
Yeah, love it.
On
Absolutely
Stone,
love it.
Great days.
So you said it was the move that made you back boxing in, or
No. I just fell out with boxing a bit.
Right.
At 16,
You got into work.
I was going out. I was drinking. I was going out drinking. So as soon as I got to 17, I was down Chesterfield every night. But we always, I don't know if it was all to do with. Remember, I've been boxing a long time, from 7 up to 16. I got into a lot of trouble.
Right.
Never my fault. Never.
He didn't start it.
Never my fault.
Finished it.
And I go into trouble more or less every weekend.
As in scrapping.
Yeah, always scrapping. We're always scrapping. Yeah. One of my I've got like 5 brothers, and like a couple of my brothers were like a bit similar. Like I think it was the times they used to go out for a drink and there used to be scuffles on the road. It were fist fights, and then that were it all over. Yeah. These days it's like,
that's what I mean. Times
stabbing that lot.
Yeah.
But we had a right laugh, and I'm not proud to. As I got to like 18, 19. So remember, I wasn't even boxing. I was working and drinking. At this time, I'd moved to cleaning for Ortexes, for plasterers, and ended up being a plasterer. So like 18, 19, 20, I'm like labouring and for plastering, doing some plastering, and obviously I was earning more money. And I was just going out all the time, boozing and having a great laugh. One awesome. I'm glad. People just sometimes say to me, "Oh, bet you wish that you carried on boxing." Do I, heck?
No. You experienced that other
side,
didn't you?
From 17, 18, 19, it was a time of ease, acid. Oh my God, we had the. And I'm not saying
where were you clubbing and stuff like that? And
it's Chesterfield.
Oh, right.
Xanadu's.
Vegas.
Chesterfield. Chesterfield, we call Zanzibar first. And we're actually talking about it over there, and everybody's all mentioning all these pubs. The first pub I ever went in was one called Pink Panther. And we walked in with my lads, and we were having a laugh like, and someone said, "Oh, you've been upstairs?" I went, "No." So we went upstairs, and we went upstairs. We had toppers bar staff, and I'd never seen all that before. And I'm like, we called Pink Panther in Chesterfield. Chesterfield was a brilliant place. But unfortunately, we all used to get a minibus, and everybody would take the wrap-aways, and we all be like, as soon as we got into Chesterfield, we'd all be like buzzing, and we had the best time. Honest to God, it was like, I'm not a dancer, I was a watcher more or less. Yeah. When lads were dancing with women, I was drinking their pints on side. Never spent no in nightclubs, ever. When they come looking for their pints, how the hell were we looking for their birds?
Yeah.
So
Swapped.
we had I wasn't a dancer. I was never a dancer. And we had some great times, but it started turning a bit ugly sometimes, and I got into some proper bad fights.
Yeah. I think when you get done in with some bouncers,
yeah,
you get a good idea.
Yeah.
Would that be a turning point for you?
Turning point where is one week I went in and I was having a drink and that lot, and I never trouble calls. And then I saw a kid who I knew, and I went like that to him, and he went, he put rods up at me, so I thought, "Oh, come on then." And one of my mates called Rasdale grabbed hold of me. He went, "Oh, don't knock tonight, Clint." And he's holding me arms like that. And kid come right up to me, and as he come up to me, I went bang, and I hit him, and they were like down. Then the bouncers got hold of me. They took me upstairs into this room, and they gave me a right hiding. I got little scars on me where they put fags out on me on my bike. And then I obviously got booted out. And then a week later I went back, I'm stood there. I got in, they let me in, and I stood at the door. One of the bouncers who knew, one who like give me an ID. He came up to me and he went, you all right? You all right, son? And when he said that, I whacked him, and and I got his teeth. But he got me outside, and I always remember to this day, he took me outside, and there were a copper holding me. And he kicked my legs, and I fell on the floor. I always fell on my chin on the floor. I looked up like that, and then I looked up, and I saw the copper said to bouncer. And bouncer walked up to me, and he went bang, and he kicked me straight in my eye. My eye just went out like that. And then he pulled down and he started pushing his thumb in my eye. And then copper went, that's it, he's had enough. He put me in, they locked me up, and I sat there, and he says, you're going down this time, son, this, that. Then we're through solicitors for me doing this teeth. But then I was getting him done for my eye. So then, luckily, I got away with it. And I'm sat in the middle having a drink again. And a bloke says, why don't you start boxing again? And he went, because there's a gym just down not far from here. Dennis Hobson's got a gym. So I went, I might do. And then I walked into the gym a couple of days later.
What age was that?
22. So 22, I've been in gym since I was like 16, 17.
Have you met Dennis before that?
No.
That's right, yeah.
Never met Dennis, but I met the trainer. And the trainer was called Neil Port.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a quick story about Neil Port. So about 2 months before, I went to do a pub at Ackenthorpe, which was a bit of a rough. Well, people always talk about it being a rough pub. I didn't think it was rough. I just thought it was a really good pub, old-fashioned pub with women at one side, and called Blue Bell. It was a great pub, no discos, and I'm like, oh, very good. And one day I walked in and I had the fashion at the time were flowered shirts. And I had this flowered shirt on. And as I walked in, I bumped into this bloke. And I looked at him and he was like this, he was stood like that. I looked at his nose like that and I thought, and he bumped into me and he looked at me like that and he went, well, let her fuck off, that gave me hay fever. And I didn't get it. I didn't get it. And I walked away and I stood at the bar and my mate goes, oh, what happened here? I went, fucking hell. The next minute, door opened, and the bloke walked in, he opened his jacket and he went, smash straight on this bloke's head with a lump hammer. And his head went, boop. I'm stood, this is the first time I've ever been in this pub, and I'm stood there thinking, I thought it was something to do with what's just happened with me. So anyway, it all got pulled down, and so that's the last time I saw him. Then I walked into a gym, and he's there, he's the trainer.
Were Neil the one that got done with hammer?
Yeah, Neil, the one who got done with hammer, yeah. So then I walked into the gym, but I got black eyes, because I've been fighting that weekend again before. And he went, what's that I want? I went, I'll just come to train box. He went, get on a bag then. So I went on a bag. So he had nothing to do with me. So I'm on the gym with tiny. We loved it. We called it Hyatt Tiger Gym. It was like... Did he actually remember you from... No. As soon as I walked in, he just went, what's that I've been doing? I looked at black eyes and I went, oh no, what did you do? Get on that bag. So I started eating a bag and like, it just seemed to like come natural from like being younger. When I'm talking about the gym were like, oh, for this. And it was just like 2 bags, ring on floor. Then it was just crazy. It had a jacuzzi in the corner. It was right weird. A steam room in the corner. And then I just started training there. And after about 2 weeks, 3 weeks, he started taking pads and trained me like an animal. He was like a proper animal. Anybody who knows Neil, and the story's quite tragic towards the end, know what he was like. He was like proper train yard. And then he just said to me, he goes, after about, it must have only been about 8 months, he went, why don't you turn pro? And I was like, checking me, he goes, yeah. Dennis Hobson just said, yeah, he's turned pro. So I used to spar with Dennis and that lot. So that's how I turned pro. I think within that year, I was boxing, I having my first fight.
Pine Grove.
Yeah, Pine Grove.
So how many amateur fights did you have before you turned?
I had 68 junior fights. I had no senior fights.
No. So you just went back when you were...
So from 11 to 16, 68 fights.
Yeah. And then you didn't, you literally just
nothing.
Turned pro before.
Nothing. Then I walked into this gym, started training. And honest to God, when they said, do you want to turn pro? For me, it was all for a laugh. It was like, I don't know why I was doing it, because I weren't bothered about boxing. I weren't even watching boxing. I thought, well, yeah, I'll start doing it. And then it just went crazy. I had my first fight at Pine Grove against a kid called Paul Proctor. His record was something like 5-1-3, and he'd lost 2. And it was a proper, still got it on video somewhere, it's a great laugh. I go tell you a story about some shorts.
Oh, yeah.
So at the time, Dennis was going to me, have we got some shorts? And I'm saying, I'll get some, I'll sort some. So he goes, anyway, up to about a week before, the girl who was going out at the time says, my grandma made some. So I went to the market in Sheffield and I bought some cord because I saw Marvin Hagler boxing with some like cord shorts on. So I bought some cord. Anyway, she made them. And on the day of the fight, I went to pick them up. No line, they were there. No writing on them and nothing, no woods or no nothing. And I put them on, and Dennis went. Anyway, I got it ringed him on. I had to get me to ring me a crane or whatever. And when they got wet, they weighed a ton.
Yeah.
Dennis took them, and I never saw him again. And he says he never knew what went, because I always asked for him, for a bike. That was my first fight, and the atmosphere. I'd sell loads of tickets, and everybody loved it. It was a great buzz. It was funny to fight because when you watch it now, there's one round where I wouldn't say I was that skillful. I'm just like jabbing him, like beating him with long shots. And then I hit him with a shot. He turns around and he hits me with a full blast right hand. And it spins around and I spin around and I carry on. But I won the fight convincingly and just went on to the next one.
I interviewed Johnny Nelson last week, and he was saying he never enjoyed boxing. Did you actually, enjoy it when you were, obviously you scrapped, so I mean, for me, I always did my best to try and talk myself out of scraps that I got myself into. So I was never a fighter. Did you actually enjoy the brawl?
In the fights,
Yeah.
in the boxing?
Yeah.
I enjoyed the training, yeah. In training and the fight night, loved it. Yeah, I loved it. I think people always say to me, what's the best feeling? Obviously, getting married and getting married and kids.
Yeah.
But the best feeling in a fight for me is when you think you're losing, but then your fitness is coming on and you hit him with like a body shot and you see him just go down. For me, that is the best feeling you'll ever get, and you'll never get it again in anything else you do. And you just know you're taking over the fight. Oh my God, that feeling is the best in boxing. The best.
Yeah.
Just when you were saying it, I was thinking of the Tommy Hearns Hagler fight where Hagler's hurt and then he has to he ends up knocking him out. But when I watched that fight, I don't know whether it's technically legal. He jumps at him, doesn't he, when he's sort of like.
But them fights, what you're just saying, that you had a few of them, I bet, didn't you? Where other kids started sharp, but then slowly as rounds go on.
Yeah. To tell you the truth, because I'm not just saying, I trained so hard, and I trained myself so hard. I could go into a gym and train on my own, without a trainer, and do a proper session all on my own. No more than an hour. I never did more than an hour in the gym. I was in and an hour out. Same when I went running. When I went running, I didn't trot. I used to go woof. Not that far. I never run further than 6 miles, 7 miles. It was fast. So I always knew I was fit. I always thought to myself in change room. I did sit in change rooms thinking, what the fuck am I doing here? What am I doing this for?
Everyone does, don't they?
You remember my first fight, I earned 260 quid. Even though I sold 200 tickets. 260 quid.
What were tickets going for then? You remember?
15 quid.
15 quid, yeah.
So I used to sit in change room like that thinking, oh my God, what am I doing this for? But the fighting part, oh God. I think the worst part of boxing is, I don't know what you think is, I think the worst part of boxing is when they come in with gloves. And they said to you, come on, get gloved up.
You know what got me? You know when you're putting you boxed in 10s, I boxed in 8, you're putting them right tight 8 ounce on, you think, lovely these, and then you think, I'm going to do some damage. It just clicks in your head. Fucking hell, he's got them on. He's wearing the same gloves.
I know.
So then, I know.
And then my second fight, we're in Cleethorpes. So my fans then were loving it. They're all like going, it. So they're all state night. So I boxed in Cleethorpes against a guy called, oh God, you'll know him and all. He ended up having quite a few fights. Earl Ling. And I looked at him and he was like stock. Because remember, I was only there weren't much on me when I was 12 stone at the time.
I was going to ask you.
But I was probably weighing around 11.6. I was very light, 11.6, 11.8, 11.9.
Is that when you made your debut at it?
About 11.6, yeah.
Right. What's that?
That's-
Super middle?
Middleweight.
Middleweight,
yeah.
middleweight.
That's pretty much me now. To be honest with you.
I can remember seeing Erling and he was stocky and he was nose like, and he's like that, looking at me. And I think I went out, I think I stopped him. He tried to headbutt me first. He got me on road and he was like, his headbutt. I stopped him at first, I think at first round or second round. And then my third fight, we were in Hull. A lot of people seem to think that I fought all my fights at Pike.
Yeah.
Then my third fight, we were in Hull. And I always remember my memory for yesterday is so bad. For my fights. And
for going back, yeah.
my first fight, we were in Hull. I fought a guy called, I can't remember his name now, but I can remember everybody walking around with his face on because I had no fancy sponsor, I had no sponsor out. And everybody's walking around with t-shirts on with his kid's face. I forgot his name were now. And I thought, and then he go in ring. I can always remember when I go in ring, and he stood in corner, and he had like a physique of like a Mike Tyson, like a stocky, and he's like, looking around thinking, oh my God. And I walked across the ring to him, really tight, but I hammered him at first round. And then fourth round, 5 fights, I just more or less the same. I always saw if I had a chance of stopping him, I used to try and stop him. My fans were loving it. They loved it.
Yeah.
They absolutely loved it.
Just a piss up and a day out, innit?
They were. Piss up.
Yeah.
Do you know, later years, when I retired, there's gospel truth, my missus were here now.
Oh, I know what you're going to say.
My mates, missuses used to ring my missus and say, is Clinton fighting tonight? We went, well, she said, no, he's been retired years. She went, well, next to that, they're going to watch Clinton fight, just to get him out. So obviously, then my career just graduated, fights. Then,
and did you totally knock in the drinking, then become really disciplined?
I was playing it. Even though I was fit as all, I was playing it. I was playing the boxing.
So at what point did you stop playing it?
Ages. Yeah. So 11, 12. One day I got to the gym, and then there was a guy called, there was a big guy there called Howard Rayney. And Dennis went, this is a trainer, he's from London. You're going to go down London because they'll find it hard to get sparring. So I went down London and started training with Howard Rayney. And technically down London, he was absolutely. Technically down there, he was the best trainer I ever went with. Technically, when he were in London, not when he were in Sheffield, when he were in London, he was brilliant. He had a right team. He had like Terry Dunstan, European champion, Colin McMillan, who was world champion. It was a time when there were all these intercontinentals, and also he had like just belts all over. I trained down here. I lived down London, lived in Lambeth. I had a guy called, oh God, what's his name now? John Smith. His name was John Smith. He was funny because I used to drink John Smith's and all.
Yeah.
And he used to give me a wage, and which like struggled down London because I had nothing. I had no money down there, and I stayed in this flat. And I used to train all over different places in London, which I loved. And I got in some great sporting sessions. More or less, mostly me and Terry Dunstan, who were cruiserweight champion. But I hated London, and I wanted to stay up here. So I stayed up here. I went back with Glyn Rhodes. I trained with Glyn.
Did you go with Glyn then?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I hated. I hated.
That.
I was down there. I had no money. It's expensive to live down there. The place where I was staying was a very nice place. But I loved the training. The training was brilliant. And then, like I said, that's it. I'm not going down here no more. And I started training with Glyn.
And how long did you train with Glyn?
It's the only thing sometimes I can't place.
It was like, pretty.
Yes, some good fights. So I trained with Glyn. We won the. We defended the central area, which were a big occasion because I was fighting against Ingles boy called Darren Littlewood. And I was still, boxing-wise, I was still going out with mates, having drinks, but still training hard. I was playing at boxing. And then the weigh-in, it was quite funny because then Ingles, because I didn't really have nothing to do with Ingles gyms. They were getting all this publicity because of Naz and Errol and that lot. So they had all this. Anyway, I got to weigh-in, and he comes with all Ingles boys, and they're all stood there. I'm like, didn't bother me, but I think they thought it was going to bother me.
Yeah.
And anyway, I boxed, and I don't want to be horrible because Darren Little was a right nice kid, but I thought it was going to be an hard fight, and it weren't. I beat him up, to tell you the truth. I think I stopped him in about 5.
He's some boxes now.
Yeah,
I don't know if he's still boxing, but he's a good amateur.
Yeah, he were.
Son, yeah.
I think he's good. I think he's a good trainer. Darren's one of the nicest kids in the world, isn't he?
Yeah. I've obviously spoke to him a few times on circuit and that.
Yeah. So then after that fight, so that would have been like my 13th fight, and then I just had a few more fights, and then I boxed one night at Grosvenor. This was Slubby Glyn Roads. I boxed with Grosvenor against a kid called Jeff Finlayson. Oh, a massive when I first saw him. Because sometimes you do look at guys and you think, your opponent, or if there's 10 kids there, your opponent always looks hardest, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Well, I boxed Jeff Finlayson, a black guy, built like Club of Lang.
Yeah.
And I'm looking and thinking, God almighty, flipping heck. And anyway, I boxed him. I think I beat him on points. And then more or less in the ring, they said, would you like to fight for the Commonwealth? And I think it was in like 10 days' time. So I went, yeah. Mark Baker, who was 18 fights, 17 wins, was supposed to be fighting, I think he was supposed to be fighting Henry Wharton. I'm sure Henry Wharton. I think Henry Wharton. I know Henry Wharton had the title. I think Henry vacated. But I boxed this guy down London. Errol boxed Clint Johnson, a guy called Clint Johnson. Do you remember that fight? No, he didn't. He boxed Vinny Pazienza.
Oh, yeah, Vinny, yeah.
Yeah, he boxed Vinny.
Yeah, that's when Glyn was training Errol, wasn't
it? Yeah. So it was massive because we were boxing Vinny Pazienza and I boxing this gypsy guy. And I took loads down. The gypsy guy sold hundreds of, I think we were at Wembley, the old Wembley one.
Yeah.
We boxed there and I won him on points. Tough fight. First time I got an injury, I got perforated here, which probably one of the most painfulest things I've had in boxing, to tell you the truth. After we went out boozing, went down Chelsea, went to this great posh place, we were having drinks in Chelsea. And that's probably the main thing. Like, I was still playing at boxing, honest to God, I was still playing at boxing. And then the next fight, I lost. And that's when I realised, maybe I should start doing it a bit properly now.
Yeah.
I had no one doing no one I see now. I see kids having dietitians, see kids having
time in it.
I was just eating whatever, just because I could make the weight.
Yeah.
So I was boxing a kid called David Story, who were tipped to win everything. He was a big amateur star, who was tipped to win everything. And I'd sparred with him. He'd paid me to spar with him not long before. And I went back to London to train. I was training in London, and I started using creatine for the first time. Someone said to me, goes, "Oh, take some of this, Clinton." I started taking it, but because I had no one weighing me or watching what I was doing, the weight just went crazy, and I struggled to weigh.
It holds a bit of water.
Holds water in the muscles, yeah.
Tension into it, yeah.
So the day before the weigh-in, I was miles over, and I'm like, "Oh God!" Anyway, I made the weight, and I went 12 rounds. They were noting me. I lost on points. A lot of people.
You were talking about that, weren't you? I'm making the weight
drain. Yeah.
I mean, do you think we just had that Eubank Ben fight again? Do you think that was the main issue with?
To be honest with you, I mean, Clinton might say something different. I don't. To be honest with you, I think obviously making weight were a big thing for Eubank, but I don't think he struggled any more than any other fight. I think he played on it. You know what Eubank's like.
I think exactly the same.
But he's had a long career, and like if he catches up with you like that,
one fight too much.
Yeah, you can get on overnight. And I think the first fight with Ben, that was his last hurrah. And then,
to be fair, I saw a couple of days before it, Johnny Nelson on some reel or whatever on Instagram, and he was basically saying that Conor they'd both gone to hospital, but Conor were in and out in 2 or 3 hours, and Chris were in for 3 days, and he said, Conor's going to be ready for it. I'm not sure Eubank is. So,
I'm more or less like the same as you. I think at his days, sometimes a box is just, that's it, done.
It was a bit too much.
That rehydration, you take away all this rehydration clothes and all this talk, take away the unbelievable crowd and the unbelievable venue. You had a British title fight.
Yeah, that's bottom line. Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody's going on about this rehydration clause, and I'm like, they're all saying to me, "What about that rehydration?" I went, "I did it 10 times.
Yeah, I know with IBF.
I did rehydration. I boxed.
Yeah, that's what people don't realise. So when you box for an IBF title, it's an automatic rehydration.
Yeah, so and they just made such a fuss about it. And I'm like, what? People are like, I don't know. And then I go, "Oh, you went to hospital after." I went, "You won't be first boxer, last boxer to go to hospital. I've been at hospital after fights for blood coming out of my ear and things like that."
But it's all the pantomime and build up around it, isn't it?
Yeah, so a lot of them too. But the first fight was really good.
It was a good fight,
but taking away all the bullshit around it, and you did have a really good British title fight.
But you can't knock them. They've made the money, haven't they?
No, you can't knock it.
They've made that money, haven't they? And
So when you turn the corner, I mean, obviously, I'll be straight down the line with you. I came to one of your fights actually. Talking to you about it because I think you said you fought a Mexican guy at arena, and I went to that, and I remember watching you against Ray Gillett Jr. I'm assuming at that point you'd actually the click had come and you weren't playing it anymore.
Do you want to know something? So I won so I won that Commonwealth, and then obviously I lost it, and then I come back at light heavyweight. And the first fight at light heavyweight, he put me in with a guy called Mark Smallwood, who was 17 fights, 17 wins in the first fight back. So I fought him, and I absolutely battered him. This was in Manchester. And I felt so strong at light heavyweight. So then I beat him. Then next minute he said, "No, you can fight Crawford Ashley." I didn't particularly want much to do with him because I'd been to one of his fights before. No, tourist fights before. He boxed this Spanish kid called Dominguez, and he hit this Spanish kid with a right hand, and I've never seen it before. Well, live, and he hit this Spanish kid, and this Spanish kid was like on the floor, and like Jesus.
Were he like the man at the time?
Yeah. He was knocking. But then he boxed Tony Booth. His next fight was Tony Booth.
Right.
People always talk about Tony Booth being this journeyman. Tony Booth was a really good fighter, you know.
Yeah. That's why he was such a good journeyman.
Yeah, and he got some good wins behind him. Yeah. And then he boxed Crawford Ashley for European.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Yeah.
So I went to it, and I'm watching it, and I'm thinking, he's lazy. I thought Crawford Ashley was lazy. He's waiting for a big punch, and he did. He ended up stopping him, stopped Tony Booth. Then he asked me if I want to fight him, so I went, yeah. But we just knew your fitness were going to win it.
Yeah, because he were relying on that.
Yeah. Well, he did. First round, I walked out and he hit me with right on the maneuvers. And it's the first time I'd ever in my career. I walked out, and I always remember, if you watch the fight, you can see it. He just hits me right hand, and it's boom nose, and my legs. I never went dodgy in a fight, me ever. And my legs like buckled, and I got back up. Well, no, I didn't go down. It's like my legs buckled, and he hit me on my nose, and I thought, oh my God, what am I doing here? I thought I was in too deep. And I come back to the corner, and I would rain him back in the corner, and he's like, just go at him. So I just kept on him, took some shots and just wore him down, and beat him. And I think it stopped in about 9th round. Yeah. And then after that fight, I was rated number one. I was actually rated. If you see my registration of my car, everybody always says to me, all cocky and always go, "Oh, wait, they were never world champion at WBC." I went, "Yeah, no, but I was WBC number one." And that's why I got to fight with Roy Jones. But we waited a long time to fight him, you know.
Was that your, poster boy moment? Was that your, proudest moment of your career winning and fighting then?
At that time, yeah, because I weren't getting no headlines at all. We were all over showed by Ingles boys. They were all getting all headlines. There was Spice Boy, there were Joy Nelson, there were obviously the Nas. So they were all getting all headlines and that everything. Do you know what I got when I won European? It's one of the best things I've ever seen in a paper. We've got a cartoon character of me in one of the big papers, Sun or something, on back. And it's me as Cinderella, man. As Cinderella sat on a pumpkin. My nose all like that. And it's putting with the ashes, because England want ashes. With the ashes going on, then we've got a real champion who's just won the European and gone through this, gone through that. And it gave me a very good write-up. But other than that, there were no about that fight. And then obviously, rated number 1. So
After the Crawford Ashley fight.
yeah,
Is that what? Yeah,
Yeah.
when you went to number 1.
yeah. But this fight still didn't happen.
Yeah. I'm gonna say because that were yeah.
So I was European champion at that time. So I defended Commonwealth 3 times and defended European twice.
Did you defend your British?
No. The British, in more or less, I never had the conversation saying, "Oh, I'm going to vacate it." I never had no conversation about it. It was vacated.
Just more or less.
Yeah. So it must have been Dennis Hobson's must have been a reason why I did it. Same with the European. So I defended. I was asked to go and spar with a guy called Ole Clementson, which is it's quite a good story actually. So to go out and spar with him because he was fighting Crawford Ashley for European before me, about 6-7 fights before me. So I went over to Denmark to spar with a guy who had knocked everybody out, knockout. I don't know if you've ever seen Ole Clementson. Massive footweight for a light heavyweight, massive. So sparring and we had some really good sparring, and he would try and kill you, and his trainer wanted him to kill you, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Then went back to him. Then he got my world title fight, and then we did the same sparring. Great funny story. So we were sparring at a place called in Gran Canaria, and all Ingles always going about this place in Gran Canaria, Amfidel Moor. The reason why because they went to spar with this guy who were fighting me. So I went over to Anfield to spar with this guy first on this beautiful beach. We were ringing and.
When they've got ring on.
Yeah.
I've seen a bit of
Ray good. Yeah. So I'm sparring with this Norwegian guy, and I'm finding it pretty easy to say the truth. And thinking, I'm going to fight him one day. I'm going to. So and then old man Dennis's manager's dad, come up to me in the corner. He went, "Now then," he went, "I want to slow down here because they're going to send us fucking home." Because you were enjoying sun and that lot, free food. Yeah. And anyway, a year later, we ended up fighting him. And that's where the skinny boy come from. I got like tops with skinny boy on. At a press conference, he went, "There's no way I can lose to this skinny boy."
Is that where it comes from?
Yeah, that's where it comes from. Yeah. I didn't know that. Because after the fight, when I knock him out, I turn around to the camera and go, "Not bad for a skinny boy."
I didn't know that.
I went to first sparring in Denmark. I was staying in this little in a big football ground and in some apartments there. The boxing gym were probably, I would say, twice as big as long as this, about four rings. And it's the first time I've ever gone and I haven't really read about him. Yeah. And then just give me a sheet and I'm like, there's about 20 minutes before I'm going to box, spar with him. And it went knockout, gold medalist, knockout. And then I got into his pro sheet, knockout. I'm like, fucking hell. So anyways, he's in ring and he's sparring and I'm waiting. And he's sparring with some Ukrainians. So he's sparring, but next minute he hits his kid and he knocks him out asleep. And he just shouts, "Woods, next!" I jumped in ring thinking, shit, right bad. So anyway, I just moved. The ring were massive. I'm talking from there to there were massive. I'm just trying
to tell you to stop moving and that.
No, just after 2 or 3 rounds, he went, "Woods, that's it." He went, "Tomorrow we are downstairs." Right. The next day, there's no lie now. This ring.
Yeah. And
then they come with like not like when you wear body bags.
Oh yeah.
Like a body bag what went on front, on back, with my arm sticking out. They made me
put it on you?
Yeah, they made me spar. The trainer weren't there, Neil weren't there at the moment. He was still in England. And he put spray with that on. And he just fucking come. I couldn't move. Because they says, "We put you this on because we don't want you moving." Because the guy who's fighting is not a mover. And he absolutely pulverised me. I didn't go down or all, but And then I went back to my room that night and I look at me, I got bruised on the arm thinking, oh my God. Yeah. And then my trainer come, and he saw him trying to put it on, he went mad with him. Not fucking putting that on. Yeah. And then obviously he boxed he boxed up world title, he boxed a really good fight, Keith Holmes. I think he lost on points.
Good fighter.
He could wipe. I know boxers are fought. Yeah. He hit the hardest. Oh my God, he hit so hard. Flipping it. Yeah. His first knockdown really in my career.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he knocked me down in, I think he knocked me down in 8th.
Right.
And then I get up,
And when did you stop him?
9th.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, it's right. Them last 2 rounds are very good.
Yeah.
Because he knocks me down.
I'll have to watch it.
It's a pretty bad knockout.
Have you like studied your fights then? You seem to like. I mean, because I was talking to you about it. Do you remember everything?
So
and
let
you
me
were
ask you
sort of
this
saying.
then. So you know your actual fights. Do you remember your fights?
Yeah, my memory.
Because you were saying you don't remember a
I
lot.
can't remember my fights. I can remember little snippets, but I don't know whether it's like adrenaline.
But whereas you, like now, it's like it's chronological. That's why
I can remember my memory for my fights is like even for amateur fights.
Is it?
I can remember my memory's very good for that.
Yeah.
You tell me a name and that's why I put names on there.
Yeah. I'm like that with you.
Oh,
Yeah.
shocking! But my memory passed. We were walking through town, me and my missus once, and I saw this like an older woman walking past, and I went, Mrs. Baines, and she went, oh, and she actually recognised me. She went, hi, Clinton. And she was my teacher when I was in junior school, before junior school, infant schools, Mrs. Baines. And my missus like, I can't believe you remember that.
Yeah.
Memory for them is really good.
Yeah, like I think every fighter will be different.
Yeah. No, just that's why I was asking whether you studied your fights, because you seem to have a clear picture. I mean, what about that Jones Junior fight? Was that?
So the Jones Junior fight is, I was still European champion, everything, but then my European went, I don't know, I vacated, and a guy called Yowie Davis won it. So Yowie Davis won it, and then he defended it again.
On that?
Yeah. So then he defended it against an English guy called Simpson and knocked Simpson out in about, I don't know, I think he knocked him out in about 3 rounds. So then they made me fight him. The winner of me and him fight Roy Jones. So I fought.
Where was that? Was that Vegas?
No, Roy Jones was Oregon. So I had to fight him first. So he was European champion, so I beat him. So I wanted to be European back. So I'd have won it twice then, but I never got it back. So I always a bit weird that I never got it back. So anyway, we waited for Roy Jones' fight. Finally, I had to go to America and more or less offer him out a fight. Which it's not in my blood to do that kind of thing.
Yeah.
That was like me and Dennis we got on plane and went over to Miami. And
that were after John when he goes like that behind his
that's that guy.
Back,
yeah.
So you went out to that
fight.
fight.
Glenn Kelly.
That's
Glenn Kelly.
Yeah.
And Glenn Kelly. And then after Dennis was brilliant at it.
Yeah.
Me and Dennis is going up through my boxing career.
We were good at setting stuff up like that. Dennis.
Me and Dennis were like, we're like more or less started together. He started more or less promoting with me, and then anyway, we got to a press conference, and he's at press conference. He just done this knockout where he'd gone behind his back and hit this kid from behind his back. And then he's like, any question? And then Dennis just went, Roy, when are you going to fight him? He pushes me up. I always remember Dennis made me wear this suit. He got his suit on, his like hanging up. So Roy just went, come down here. So he put me up front. And they give me a microphone, and I was like, shit.
Yeah.
And they went, tell me why I should fight you. I went, I've been your #1 challenger for the last 2 years. This, that. I goes, you can't keep fighting guys like, because the other guy was shit. And then he just went, my next fight is this guy. And we're on. That's how weird it were.
Yeah.
I laughed me off.
Yeah.
So I had no nerves for that. Now that fight, honest to God, on that fight, you got to remember, it's still a time before no nutritionist, no one checking me weight, no one doing nothing with me. I'd be trainer. The guy at the time, a guy called Ian Alcock, who dealt with like a few world champions, that lot. And I had my old trainer, Neil Pope. The sparring what I got were
Ian Alcock. I know that name.
Yeah, from Nottingham.
Yeah. Is he still about now?
Yeah, I don't think he's about now no more.
Right. What about
so anyway, went out to Portland, Oregon, a non-drug testing. Have you ever heard of world title fights in Portland, Oregon?
No.
You won't do. It's a non-drug testing state. There's no drug testing.
Really?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of. That's what I was going to ask about. There's a lot of.
It's well documented that his fight. It's not his fight before mine. One before that. I think it was something like Grant or something. It was Grant or something like that. That they had more or less they knew that they could more or less do what he wanted, take what he wanted. And he were well known that he were. He actually got fined, Roy Jones, for steroid use, didn't he?
Yeah.
He got fined, but
I didn't know.
I think $100,000. So that was just known for him. He was the biggest boy at the time, weren't he? I wasn't bothered about it. He could take what he wanted.
I know what you mean, but it's just mad to think. So you fought him, that was for undisputed, weren't
Yeah, and like,
and no drug test.
and he was boxing me at that time where like it were all new to me, to my team. It were like new to him. We went out too early. I'm not going to make excuses about the fight because he was too good for me. But we went out too early. I'm an own boy. I'd have gone out the day before me. Honest to God, I don't know why you don't like go out to America like all that time before.
How long were you there?
We were there about 2 weeks before. It was too long. Like,
yeah, but that's like standard time, that though, isn't it? If you're
I don't know why.
I know what you mean. Well, they say it's to acclimatise, whatever that means. I don't know. But
For me, I think it just did worse for me. It made me.
yeah,
I'm a home boy. I want to be home.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
So in daytime, we're just walking around. For me, we're like an holiday with a big payday. So in the changing rooms before the fight, it's before phones and before cameras and everything. If you'd have seen the changing room before the fight, you'd have thought you were at a motorway. Yeah. And I'm like, I end up going, fucking hell, come on, it's world title fighter. And anyway, the Corey Mudgy fight, and I walked out, and I honest to God, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed every bit of it. The first 2 rounds, I actually thought, this is not as hard as it's going to be. Because the first 2 rounds were more or less like, you could argue that I won first round. Second round, again, same. And the third round, I don't know if you watch the third round, we're boxing and it's like, it's even again. And then I weren't used to that. Not 10 seconds. And I stop, and then he throws his body shot. And he hits me with a hook. I've never been down with a body shot ever in my life, in training and in a fight. I didn't go down. So he hit with his body shot, and you see me go, oh! And then he stands back and he like, there's this like rooster thing. And then I walk back to the corner. It's quite funny because I walk back to the corner and I'm like, fuck, I couldn't breathe. And I'm like, fucking hell. And Dennis is going, low blow. I went, it weren't. I went, it weren't. I always remember a doctor called Dr. Rios coming to the corner. He went, hey, fight's over. I went, no, I'm all right. Fight, ribs bust. I went, no, I'm all right. So I went out, but he was just like, I'm famous for the, I don't know if you've seen it, I do an hour shuffle. Because he's hitting me, he's pot shotting me and he's hitting me shot. I don't think he'd have ever put me down, but I would have been battered.
What round were it, Clint?
6th round, they pulled me out. He's like on ropes and he's not really catching me, but they pulled me out. Which I see why they pulled me out, because they saved me for another day.
Yeah.
And then I believe after that fight is when I took it serious.
Really?
Yeah.
After Roy Jones?
Yeah, Roy Jones, yeah.
That's mental.
Wow.
So after Roy Jones fight, I got involved with John across the road, who were doing me nutritionist.
Yeah.
Doing me nutrition.
What age were you at that point?
About 28, something like that. 26, 27, something like that. So then John got into started doing weights. I never did no weights. Never. Nothing.
Yeah.
I was fit as out. Yeah. And that's probably the reason why I'm going through all these hard fights. That was a hard fight. That one against Yowie Davis, that one was brutal.
It's just that all-round conditioning, isn't it?
Yeah, but there was a summer war missing, and then we started doing weights. And then obviously we got the big fight with Johnson.
Oh, yeah, with Johnson.
Yeah. In my career, I don't know about you, did you ever have a pick opponent?
No.
There were only ones. No. So I had a few comeback fights.
No, I never got a list and said which one you want out. No, never.
I had a list of two. I was training in Philadelphia, so I was training with Tim Witherspoon there.
I've met Tim a couple of times. Just got to imagine.
We have been horrible. Tim Witherspoon is one of the nicest people on earth. Yeah. He's the worst trainer I've ever had anything to do with. He was terrible. Nothing. His training were in Philadelphia. Philadelphia, I thought, I tell you some stories about Philadelphia. God, the gym where I trained on the Black Ghetto. I was the only white guy in the gym. When you talk about a word, what's always talked about these days is racism. The racism white against me in that gym were like unbelievable. But I loved it. I soaked it all up.
Yeah.
You white this, you white that, you this, you white that, non-stop. I loved it. The sparring were like just guys just jumping in, calling me all sorts, calling me white, non-stop. But I ended up pals with him all in the end.
I'm going to say, I bet you earned their respect, though, didn't you?
But I sparred, and then I were out, and Tim would just go, that's it today. And I'm like, Tim, I ain't done no circuits, done no. Oh, I'll be okay. So I wouldn't, I just ignore him and just go on bags. They all called me Mad Englishman, that's what they called me. Because I was like non-stop doing circuits. Because all they did is spar.
Yeah.
So I did that, and then I boxed. And then, I got offered between Johnson and a guy on there called Rodney Moore.
Right.
And I just looked at her and I went, oh, Glenn Johnson. I picked Glenn Johnson. Glenn Johnson couldn't get fights. He was like nobody really wanted to fight him. And then he drew with me, and then he boxed me again, and then he beat me. And then he boxed again. Then he boxed Roy Jones, knocked Roy Jones out.
Yeah, he did.
Then he boxed Tarver. He beat Tarver. He was the world's number one then. He was like the numero uno.
Yeah.
But you wanted him, like, when you had the option, you wanted him.
Well, I weren't really bothered. I didn't really study them both. I just went all on Johnson.
Right.
I weren't one for looking at videos though. After the second Johnson fight, I had nothing in me when he beat me. I've never watched that fight. One fight I've never watched because I know I was bad, and I know from what people say I took some right hammer. And a doctor actually phoned me up, and I was actually talking to him over there. I'd spoken to him for about 13 years, and he goes, what's your fight? This, that. He says, how did you feel? I went, dead. I felt dead in training. I was tired all the time, non-stop tired. He went, come down to me. So I went down to his thinking he's not doing the test on me. And he found I had iron deficiency. And we started taking B12 injections.
Really?
Oh my God, different. And then my career just went.
That's mad, isn't it?
Oh my God.
How often did you have them injections?
Well, I was supposed to have them like once every, I think it was something like every month or so. I was like every 2 weeks.
And did you feel different?
Oh my God, yeah. Oh my God. Listen, the night I was in that, when I got offered the Rico Hoy fight for the world title, the only reason why I got offered the Rico Hoy fight because Johnson didn't want to fight him. Johnson vacated.
Right.
Rico, I don't know if you know the story of Rico Hoy. Rico Hoy was like a big budding amateur star.
Yeah.
And then he killed someone. He hit someone with a baseball bat and killed him in America. Then he got locked up.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Then he come. There's a video of him. There's a big video of him. He was the next best thing in boxing as an amateur. And then he turned pro, and then he just knocked out. So Johnson got rid of his belt, and they asked me if I'd fight him. So I looked at the video and I honestly thought, am I going to beat him? Because he was tall, he had these long jabs, and he could bang. He was knocking his opponents out. As I always said, yeah. And we trained, and everything went right. Oh my God.
Yeah, we were just one of them fights where everything just went right.
Yeah.
It didn't build up. We were just,
Sparring, I sparred with a guy called Dawson. Do you know Dawson? He was going to Glyn Road sometimes. He trains amateurs at Parsons Cross now.
Oh, I definitely know him, man. I can't think of him, but
I sparred with him, and I sparred with Mark Hobson, cruiserweight.
Yeah, Mark Hobson.
The sparring were unbelievable because they were bigger than me, and the sparring were absolute. And Dawson, if he could, he'd try and kill you, try and knock you out.
How often did you spar you?
Fights in probably I'd probably spar 2 days and then 1 day off, 2 days and 1 day off for big fights.
Yeah.
And then in changing room on the night of the fight, and you know when I never felt like it in my life.
Yeah.
I just felt so fixed, everything gone wrong, right. Changing rooms, I was hitting the pads. Like sometimes when you hit the pads before fights and you feel shit.
When you've got that pop, and it's just,
Anyway,
was that your fourth attempt at world title?
Roy Jones, Johnson, fourth time.
Really? Fourth time.
Yeah. So, and then walking to the atmosphere, unbelievable. And obviously going ring with him and I just hit him with jabs. I couldn't miss him with jabs.
Yeah.
and there were big stiff jabs, and every time he hit me stiff, his head were going back. And then I caught him with a left hook kick first round, and his legs wobbled, and I thought. And then but he tried to have a go back. Like, it was a bit of a battle for like 6 rounds, and then I ended up stopping it. I was gutted when the referee stopped it. So, yeah, I wanted to stop him.
Yeah.
I wanted to knock him
At
out.
any point in that fight, were you like, when everything was going right, did you ever get a bit excited? Were you thinking, no, I'm going to do this? Or were you just, were you too focused to think that?
Just tunnel vision, because one at rounds, referees trying to like break us up, and I'm still like,
so you were just, Yeah,
I don't think I've ever felt like that in a fight before.
Yeah.
Or even after.
I know what you mean.
That was the only fight I ever felt as though I trained the best. Yeah. And I sometimes think, when you see these boxers now, you're like, these top boxers, you see these people around them with the conditioners and this, you think, I wonder if you had that, how would I have done?
I mean, just hearing you talk, I've just been thinking that. I mean, like, you played it, obviously you had them formative years, sort of, 11 to 15, 16, but then went away from it, and then it's like footballers of old compared to footballers now. Like, you haven't had all that. I mean, you only started doing it properly by the sounds of things at the end, like as people are on the downward.
I always trained hard. I always trained hard. I never clearly cut corners other than probably my last fight. So I always trained hard, and I always used to think, what did you think about, like when you were, I never wanted to get knocked out, and I never wanted to go down.
No.
I was that proud. Yeah. I never wanted to see people see me get knocked out. No. And that's why that's why one of the reasons why I never ever took a knee.
Well, that's the scary thing about being a boxer. That's what scares you to death, being knocked out cold.
More me and more it's embarrassing. I felt,
that's it.
Honest to God, I think I don't really embarrass myself. I got put down properly twice. Once against the Australian kid, and one against Clemson. So they were proper twice. There's a guy from Doncaster called Rocky. I boxed him twice actually. Kevin Burton, Kevin the Rock Burton. So
is it a referee now?
Yeah. So first time I boxed him at Cleethorpes, and I beat him on points. And then we got another fight, and it was Wakefield, the famous club in Wakefield, where all stars always, not singers and that lot. I boxed him again there. I stopped him. I think I stopped him in about 4 rounds. But in one round, I tripped over his foot and I went down. And he's always took it as a knockdown.
I get you, right.
Because TV once said, Clinton got put down once by you. And when I see him, I always say, you didn't put me down. And he always says, shut up, I've made a living off of that. Yes. So, like the Roy Jones fight. I mean, so after the.
Well, I bet when you won the IBF title at Magna, that was just. Was that your best moment in boxing, or
Crawford actually takes some beating. The Crawford actually takes some beating. And I never thought
British, Commonwealth, European. Some achievement.
The trainer, I always remember when I were like queuing up from day one of fighting as a pro, where Neil Pope, around here were like famous, everyone knows Neil Pope. He used to always say to me, from my first fight, second fight, when we used to go out for a drink, he used to always say to everybody, ask Claire Woods, who went, he's going to be world champion. He just always said, and I used to say to him, Neil, stop saying that. It's embarrassing. He went, surely you're going to be world champion. He used to always say it. And then he'd say, come on here. I'd go on and he'd say, so-and-so, you're going to be world champion. And I used to hate it when he said it. And it was sad that he died before, wasn't it? So.
Yeah. It's mad, Dax. He was right, pal, weren't he? He was right.
He would do anything for me.
Yeah.
He was the best guy ever. It was so sad that he weren't here.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. One of my best memories is obviously winning British, but a few days after, me and Glyn came to your house, didn't we? Remember? And I brought British.
Yeah. I can remember that.
It was only a few days
I can remember, yeah.
And I was telling you, because you were showing, I think you've got your gloves from Roy Jones fight.
Yes, I've got everything.
You need to get them up. Get them free.
No, I've got all in the box them now.
Oh, are they?
Yeah. But I've got 9 pairs of Rays from world title fights. What do you do with them?
Well, I know.
So it's been a thing. What do you do with your stuff? I've got things, frames, robes from world title fights, and this. What do you do with it?
Yeah.
So then after the Rick Oway fight, I was buzzing, like, obviously parted for a few months. Like, I never thought I'd win the world title.
Obviously, so that were IBF title. It was your 4th time, weren't it?
Yep.
So what was Sheffield like when you won that title? Did you do a lot of stuff to celebrate in Sheffield and that? Did you like? Were there a big buzz in Sheffield when you won?
Oh yeah, there were big buzz. Obviously, I got the star, then I got the star in Sheffield.
Oh, of course.
Underneath
the star at Town Hall, innit?
And like, I was buzzing when I got that star under Town Hall because.
When did you get that?
It would have probably just been just after I won the world title.
Yeah. That's a big thing, that.
So I was buzzing about that because, like, I'm only boxer to have it.
Oh yeah.
In Sheffield, and then the statue, obviously, in Killamarsh. I like our.
You've seen that? No, I've not seen that.
Yeah. That's been there. How long's that been there? A few years.
It's been there years.
Is it life?
It's about
life size.
It's called a silhouette. It's like same size. It's like. It's brilliant because when the sun's behind it, it's like a silhouette. You can actually tell it's me. I'm like that with gloves up and everything. So I'm proud of that. I mean,
who commissioned that then? Was that a council thing?
Just a council thing, yeah. It did go down to votes, and got voted for it. So,
nice.
So yeah, well, so it's something for kids to look at. When they get old, when they get older and. That downtown, the store downtown, that's always going to be there. It's always going to be. My name's always going to be there. So I don't know. So
what age were your kids when you were sort of like, when you become world champ?
They were the day I won the world title with Rick Oway. As they interviewing me, I goes, "Oh, we've had some good news this week. My wife's pregnant." And she went, "Shut up and tell work, yeah."
So that was your first.
To my wife, I'd only got my oldest son, Kyle.
So was that your daughter then?
No, that was son Jude. Yeah.
All right.
No, the only reason I asked is because obviously I do a podcast and my daughters are like 6 and 9 and they're like, "Are you famous, Daddy?" Like, no, I'm not famous, But like obviously at that point you'll have been world champion.
It's a bit sad really sometimes because I always think I wish I'd have been doing it. I mean, kids could have watched it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like because Jude would have loved it because Jude goes to a lot of boxing shows.
Yeah. How long were you when you retired then?
He's just a baby. Just a baby. Yeah. So Rick Oway, I think I was 38 when I retired.
Yeah.
The last fight was 38. So I won world title when I was 32.
Yeah, 32.
And how many defences did you make?
I had 5 defences altogether.
Is that still the longest reign?
It's still a long reign, yeah. At light heavyweight in Britain.
Yeah, in Britain, yeah.
Britain.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't really. Something get a bit pissed off sometimes when they mention all these like other light heavyweights, like history. And there were some light heavyweights fighting on TV the other day, and then it started putting some other light heavyweights what were on. And I thought, I won more than him. Why don't they ever put me up?
I know it
just pissed me off. And people do say to me, "Oh, how come they didn't mention you over there when you were on about light heavyweights?" And I'm like, I don't get it. I just don't get it sometimes.
Like I said, and it's just like probably the way you went about it with your career. And it's just typical Sheffield and Yorkshire people, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I suppose.
And again, it's like it seems like, especially nowadays, the more controversial you are, the more you shout your mouth off, you get attention, don't you? But
yeah, I think it's. I think that's where the world's gone, and it's buying for attention thing.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, you said that, but then again, when you're saying about that statue, you got your star, and they're voted by the people.
Yeah.
So that in itself is that says something, doesn't it?
Yep.
It's like it's been.
Like I said, we never really struggled with tickets for fights, for shows, which is a big issue for boxers, isn't it?
Yeah.
Selling tickets is people don't realise how hard it is. My dad did everything. He used to he used to go from pub to pub. My dad's best years, he died this year. My dad's best years, I don't care I said this to the guy when he were doing a little speech before, when he were lowering him down, obviously. I said, my dad's best years, I don't care what anybody says, and everybody knows it, were his boxing years. He loved it. He used to call me Father Don King. He used to walk from pub, because my dad weren't really, after he retired, he weren't a drinker at all. But when I started boxing, he used to go from Oak and Dove, what's just over here. I used to have a couple of pints, try and sell some tickets. He used to go to Golden Keys, what a run by a woman called Mags. Oh my gosh, you're unbelievable. Sell tickets in there. Then he used to walk to Mill. Then he used to walk up Mosborough, selling tickets. Everybody knew my dad.
That's how boxing tickets were selling back in days.
Everybody knew him. Yeah. Everybody knew my dad. Dad were like, and he says, that's why, and my dad's best days with him, because he was going out having a drink, he didn't know everybody, and he never bought drinks. People bought him drinks. I'm telling you now, everybody bought him drinks.
That's good, that's very good.
It was like when he died, he said, he always said to me, he goes, I'll leave him on a bit of money, I'll leave him on. We used to think, he ain't got no. I say, he must have. He never spent no.
Yeah.
Were you there when you won title?
My dad, yeah.
What was the first thing he said to you?
Just put his arm. I've never had photos, photos of like, I was going through all when my dad died, I went through all the photos and that lot after my fights. And there's like no photos of me with my family or no like loving them and all that. So only one big, people talk about regrets in boxing, that's probably one of my biggest regrets, is that other people were all pushed in front of my own family. I used to have all these tracksuits, and a funny thing over there, somebody was coming over there training, because my dad used to wear all your tracksuits, this, that. And I can remember when I was sponsored by certain places who used to give all these tracksuits. None of my brothers got them. Other people got it, so you see other people with all these tracksuits, thinking, if I could have gone, because I was that into my boxing myself, I wish I'd have organised all that for my family to have got that stuff.
Mm.
We've just been talking about it. We've been for coffee with some of my mates, and we're going out and I goes, listen, if I go out, I told you I'm going out at 1 o'clock, I'm going, and I'm back at, don't happen.
Oh, really?
Oh, no, I'm a nightmare. They try to drag me home. I'm staying out. Oh, I'm in a right state. Oh, my God.
What do you suck, beer?
Yeah, beer. I like beer. I like whiskey. I'm like a child. I think I'm 19 when I go out again.
Yeah.
So I started drinking wine, because when I go to Spain, my wife's Spanish, and they drink wine.
I wondered which Spain.
With every meal they have, it's wine. So I started drinking wine, and we went to Italy not long back, and I was drinking wine. My sons were taking mickey at me. And I goes, I'm going to start drinking wine, because I just feel, you don't get as bloated, do you?
No.
But my mate's going, you're not going downtown with us drinking wine.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So, we talked about you retaining your title for 5 fights. Towards the end, then, did you know it was sort of coming retirement?
Yeah, I always know what. People always say, well, like my last fight, I will fight for world title at 38. They always say, wait, that's old. I went, well, really, I didn't.
It sounds old.
It sounds old.
Yeah.
Like when I see it on TV, someone will fight the other day and they say, oh, he's 34-year-old, 34-year-old now, this. He's had an hard career, and I'm thinking, oh, God, I went for another 4 years.
Yeah. Especially at heavier weights. You know, you go on longer, don't you?
I just felt all right. I think my elbows hold me back a lot. I think that took a lot out of me with his elbows. I think the third Johnson fight, took a lot out of me and Johnson. Even though I went on for a few more defences. But I knew it was ready when that third fight, the last fight with Tavares Cloud, I knew it. And I was buzzing after, honest. I walked out.
You and Glenn went over for that.
Yeah. And the crowd were terrible. Tampa. No, it weren't Tampa. No, it were going down towards Florida area.
Oh, right.
I remember reading in Glenn's books, he was talking about that fight, and he was sort of saying, you know, the build up to fight, there's all the glitz and glamour, you're getting picked up, in cars, getting tucked to, and then obviously following the defeat, it's like packing your bags and going to the airport, and that's everybody's.
Do you know?
Boxing is like that, isn't it?
Do you know? Before the Tarver fight, And I hadn't really talked about what were happening before the title fight because I asked to pull out of the fight because of an injury I had. I don't want to go on about that because I don't want to go on about as though I've lost because I lost because he were better than me. But a lot of things were going wrong before the fight, and I did ask to pull out, and he said no, I couldn't pull out. But on the day of the weigh-in before the fight, so I'm going weighed in and I'm weighed in easy. And after the fight, Radio Sheffield comes to interview me, and it's first time he's talking to me, and then I just start crying, and he says, I went, turn it off, and he went, what's up? I went, I want to get fucking hammered. And he went, what? He goes, everything has gone wrong. Everything, nothing has gone right. I went, please tell my wife not to come. And
is this to reporter?
To reporter. Yeah. He's still there with Radio Sheffield, but he turned it off. He never put it on. Yeah. He's going, what's that bad? I went, it's been fucking shocking. My mate down Ashton, he tried to drag me home. Yeah. 2 days before the fight.
So did you go into the fight?
Yeah, I went into the fight.
I mean, did you go into the fight with that mentality?
No, I knew we were going to lose. No, it's the only fight I knew we were going to lose. The crowd were terrible and all to me. They were calling me all sorts. And I walk into the ring. Oh no, I knew we were going to lose. Knew we were going to lose. I had to tell my wife not to come, but she come. So that was my mindset before that fight, and I just didn't want to get knocked out. And obviously, I told you about. I probably took more punches in the last 2 rounds of that fight than my entire career. After the fight, nobody come into the change room other than my wife, my manager. I went back to my hotel, and it was probably the lowest point of my career.
And do you sleep at that point, or are you just wired, reliving it all night?
No, I just with my wife, just the same room. We got some food delivered to his room.
I just think you just want to forget about that, don't you? You want to forget about it, don't you?
Yeah, it was just shit. It was just a bad. We were there about 3 weeks, 2-3 weeks, and it was just a bad time in America. Like
you said, so you've got that. So when you fought Rico on, you were bang opposite. Bang opposite. Everything's going right, everything's this. So then when you know that, and you know that you're in, you're doing good, and then it's bang when everything's going wrong, in your head you're thinking, now this is really, it's like it's riding on wall, isn't it?
Yeah. And like a lot of people said, oh, he thought he might have finished that fight, but I didn't want to finish the way I did. And then obviously I had 2 more fights. One with Elvin Murky, and what I won on points, which were pretty easy, to tell you the truth. I was surprised how easy it were, because he did get a draw with Tarver. And then I boxed Tavares for the last fight. Yeah. Me and Glyn had we had a good laugh, actually. The training were good. Yeah. We had a good laugh. And I know I weren't trained in his orders. I'm not blaming trainer, by the way. I'm not blaming trainer. It was down to myself. I weren't doing the runs. I just didn't put it in. My heart weren't in it.
Did you have 1 foot out of the door? Maybe not openly, but
probably. Yeah. I knew I was going to finish, and then I know it sounds daft. I probably knew I was going to lose. Just I didn't want to lose on the unhappy note with Tarver.
I know what you mean.
But I tell you, do you want to know something? Probably the biggest regret of my boxing career is, if I'd have been up for that fight, I'd have beat him.
Yeah, because you said after in rooms,
yeah, I'd have beat him.
You were in bits, weren't you?
You were a right stitch.
You were a young kid, weren't
you? Yeah, Tavares.
Like early 20s or something.
Yeah. Again, no drug testing. I boxed 3 times.
It's mad to think that, though.
I boxed 3 times in America, never drug tested.
Not accusing anyone, obviously.
No, accuse them. Because
what man's that world title fight? No drug testing.
Because Tarver, he were I think fight after mine, he got stripped.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, they were all playing weird.
There's a lot of that now.
At one time, when we went out to fight Tarver, we were actually thinking about something to take. That's how bad it were.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? Just because you knew?
It weren't me who brought it up. So I said, right. And then we were thinking about, and then we just decided, no, stupid.
So, because it was that obvious?
They did 1 test when I was here. for the tour fight, and I asked the bloke, what are you testing for? He went, marijuana. And I went, what? Marijuana? He went, yeah. And the bloke actually started laughing. He went, yeah, marijuana. I'm like,
Wow.
never knew marijuana were
Yeah.
drug enhancing.
Yeah.
Do you think that's prevalent now still?
Yeah.
I used to be
massive
like
problem.
a bit naive, mate. I don't know, because when you're like me and you, and you think, oh, we'd obviously never do that. You just won't feel right in a sport like this. Well, it wouldn't feel right anyway to do it. But then you think, like, I think my eyes have opened up a bit to it now, because, like, at the top level, basically when there's big money on the line in any sport, there's going to be some of that in there.
It's funny you were talking about, your lads gone to watch Borussia Dortmund, but Bayern Munich, the players go there and then they just come out like they're like action man. And
I think
for me,
there's got to be more going on at the top than what you know. You know what I mean?
I think elite sport is definitely
it's massive.
Definitely,
it's massive.
And it's like, you might imagine that in boxing, Clinton, which is obviously we know is dangerous anyway. But it's just
I do think there'll be a time when it'll be all they'll be allowed to take whatever they want.
There's been talk about Olympics, hasn't there? They've been sort of saying Olympics, like fill your boots.
What kind, just like it is like in bodybuilding sort of thing.
I watched them over there and they were talking about Olympics. And I'm like, God,
and not tested.
Is this how bad it's got now? The trouble is now there's so many. There will be people. It's so clever now what they do where they mask it and they cover it up. They can't. You don't know if they're on drugs these days, is it?
And the problem is you've got all like these sports scientists and stuff, and they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing with your food and your nutrition. But a lot of them probably know what they're doing with other stuff as well, and how to mask it and how to. And again, it's money, isn't it? It's money at the top level, and it's
cup of coffee's enough for me these days.
Well, that's what I mean. Yeah. Well, yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
So when you retired, you said you wanted to get away from boxing, but obviously you opened this place.
I opened this place for boxing fitness, and like I said, I enjoy it. Have a good time. It keeps me busy. Meet some great people, some brilliant people come down here, all walks of life and all. I mean, you get your fatties who come in and they start losing weight and they love it and they're like buzzing all you. I get people bringing me buns and cakes all the time. Oh God, some stuff I get brought in here. I'm not going to mention some stuff I get brought. But no, I enjoy it down here. I have a good laugh. They'll all say that I moan all the time and I shout all the time, but that's what I am. I was brought up in a bit of a different world than this. So I do moan about it not being cold. That's the
I didn't say it, but I'm sure.
No, we're having a gym. I think the hardest shit of having a gym is keeping people happy with the heating. Oh my God, they're obsessed with it.
Would you say that's number one thing?
Number one. It's cold, it's this, it's cold, it's cold. Put a jacket on. Put a tracksuit top, you got a vest on.
I bet you struggle, being how you are and like on school and how when you were boxing and everything. I bet you struggle to see how things are these days, like with kids, like just probably with boxing now. I bet you just think, like you had it the hard way, didn't you?
I don't want to keep saying like it were harder.
Yeah.
I don't care what anybody says. I mean,
I think there's a parenting epidemic. You were saying about screens and like, wherever you go, just everybody's.
It's doing awesome. I just think it's shocking. It's shocking that kids are walking around with their phones every day. When I drive to the gym in the morning, kids are all stood at bus stops, and I find it so sad that there'll be 5 kids, even 2 kids with each other, and both of them, or not every one of them, not both of them, everyone will be like that.
Not tremendous, mate.
Well, who's first person to get a kid a phone? The parent, the kid, pram crying.
I mean,
that's what I mean. Like,
shut them up.
I take my girls to dance on it. We alternate, me and my wife, but I do it one weekend, she does it another. And the kids just everywhere. Like you said, no age, and they're just on the phone. And it's just like, it can't
try and avoid it as much as I can we? Our daughter.
It's an epidemic.
20 a month, and like she watches a TV like in the night garden and that, you know.
Yeah.
But
Which is again weird when you watch them. When you watch these programs,
the guns.
when you watch them, they're like hypnotising kids. Aren't they? I tell you one to avoid, Cocomelon. Honestly, even now.
See, I don't know now because I never won them.
Music, and my youngest, she hasn't watched it in like 4 years, and like she'll just sort of like, you know, it's
well,
like
anyone who's got young kids, they'll know, won't they? Like Cocomelon.
I got my first other week. I go into is it like one place where you get your like your underarm stuff and that lot. No underarm stuff. Boots, boots. I always go in boots. And I always spend loads of money in boots. Again. The price what I pay were like £4, but if you had a card, it were like £2. It's a rate card.
It gives you a price next to it, like club
So a woman says, she goes, "Why don't you ever get a card?" I go, "Because I've never had." She goes, "Just come here, I'm going to do it for you." So she did, and she did it for me there. So that's the only place where I've got a club card. Boots card.
I laugh at myself all the time because like same as you, I'll go in somewhere and they're like, "You got a next card or you got this?"
Yeah.
Like you say, I just can't be bothered to do it.
And I'll see price thing in Tesco because it'll say club card price. And it's
I've got the Tesco card, credit card.
Do you know as amateurs, you know the amateur thing now? It's on your phone, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mine's not. Mine's still a piece of paper.
Well, my amateur book were
I can't do it. I can't get it on. No.
Well, it's on your it's on your wallet.
Yeah, but there's no in my wallet. I can't find it.
That's what I mean. So that's the things.
So I take a big piece of paper and scan, and bloke scans it.
Right. Does it do it? No.
I scan it. Well, usually know what
I know what you mean.
So they put me through, but I still got a piece of paper.
It's just, everything's going technology mad, isn't it? And everything's on your phone.
And when you're not here, you were saying you love your fishing, don't you?
No, I used to. You used to call me a tackle talk. Yeah, or proper like tackle talk. Yeah. I used to have everything.
Me and Sam Shearer, we used to do it a bit.
A lot of people slag it, but I tell you something. For people who've got, if you ever got mental health and problems like that, oh my God, it's still one of the best things you can do.
People say like, "Oh, that's boring," that, but I think
I've never been.
It's obsessive. It's probably in any sport you ever do. Fishing is probably the most obsessive sport.
Really? Yeah.
You can get obsessed. You go to a shop just to buy some maggots because you end up buying a real 10 floats and flipping.
Yeah.
Oh my God! If my missus knew how much I'd spent,
God.
One Christmas. This is hilarious. This so it's near Christmas time and everything. I've gone out and bought this big massive roach pole, which cost me £1,000, which were a lot of money back then for a roach pole, which probably be about £2 or £3 now. Anyway, I kept saying to Mrs, I want a flagpole to put English flag up in garden because I live in still fields around my house, so no one can ever mourn. Anyway, she kept saying, I'll get one anyway. So I didn't. So I got my roach pole and I put this flag on it and I put it up, big flag, like it looked magnificent. It was about 30 foot in the air and that, it looked magnificent. It chucked it down and I went next to it and my roach pole snapped. Oh, fuming. I never told her.
Yeah.
And then I told the store about it, so the store come down to go photo of it. And then she saw it in paper, she went, "How much you pay for that pole?" So fishing's obsessive.
Yeah. Have you still got some stuff?
I've got all the stuff. Still got it all. Every so often I clean it. But and it doesn't go out of date. It's still the stuff what I've got is still like the top stuff.
But you don't do it regular now?
No, not all. Still a member at Fishing Pond, what's further down the road, but now I just don't run the time no more.
Yeah. So, like I said earlier, you trained a few pros, didn't you? Obviously.
Yeah.
What made you stop that?
I stopped doing it because when it comes to I know because I do amateurs now, I found I were a better pro trainer.
Yeah.
No, the reason why I stopped is I enjoyed it because I like sparring with them all, and it kept me fit. Even had Dave Allen once come down.
Yeah.
Like I say, the first time I saw him, this is years ago before he started turn pro.
To Glyn's, like when he were youngish. And he were fit when he were young.
So I did a bit of sparring with him anyway. He was a good little fighter.
Yeah.
I was surprised he went up to heavyweight because he looked so well as a cruiserweight.
Yeah.
And then I had like 5 or 6 other pros. I had Cameron.
Yeah, you trained Liam, didn't you?
He just won't train.
Yeah.
No, I tried to train him. He just won't train.
Yeah.
He had opportunity. I know he goes on thinking saying he's had this bad luck, but we've all had bad luck in life. He's had opportunities and all. He's had plenty of opportunities. Don't let him fool you. Yeah. He's had plenty of opportunities. He got a Central Area title fight here. He just wouldn't train.
So was it more just frustration for you? Is that probably why you wanted to away from it?
Yeah. And after his fight,
because you wanted him to be like you.
Yeah, I wanted to train.
When in their attitude.
He used to come in. Half asleep.
Yeah.
And I've always said this about Liam. Liam is very talented. I can always remember when he was very, very young, Smedley's used to, because Smedley boxers, they were good fighters.
Yeah.
And he used to spar with them. And I used to see him he used to bash like Cameron up. And I just think, he's going to end up better. And he ended up, and he come through and he won. He did very well as an amateur. But as a pro, he would not train. And then I'd tell him what to eat. Then I went to his house once and I went, "Where's that stuff I told you to eat then for your breakfast?" But these oats, didn't have any. He just lied to me. He just won't make weight. I love Liam, I think he's a nice kid. But you can't keep going on about how bad your life were, because believe me, a lot of people have had it far harder than you. Jesus.
He seems to have gone through spells in his career, Liam, and then obviously, because he beat Sam at Commonwealth.
Yeah.
And obviously he's come back again. You can't fault him. He's a nice kid, Liam.
Yes, Liam's a top kid.
Yeah.
But if you were turning pro now, I won't be able to do it. But I think if you turn to pro now, you've got to tell these kids. If you've got a kid now who you think's talented, and you're pro, you tell them. Just interviews, just talk about some bad stuff, what's happened to you, because people love a sad story.
Yeah, of course.
Do you guys know Aidan Rogers?
Yeah, do you know what?
That's all I was thinking of last time that we spoke.
He's an amateur kid.
Yeah. Because he just won.
That's my cousin Dylan.
Right. Okay.
We had that fight the other night. I weren't there. I couldn't get.
Well, I saw some last.
It looked like a rape ding dong.
Yeah, last because he got knocked down. He got knocked down at first, didn't he?
He got dropped in first. Yeah.
But then,
have you seen Dylan?
No.
Dylan Moore.
No.
He's one of SBC's lads. He's like, I think he's like 8. I think they're trying to get.
Who's Jim?
Thick set, Glenn's.
Oh, Glenn's. Oh,
yeah,
no.
Yeah. But he's heavy-handed, Dylan.
Is it?
Yeah. He went a rape ding dong.
Is he amateur?
Yeah, he was SBC's home, so he's elite. Like, he's 19 Dylan. And they had a rape ding dong. He dropped kid in first round, and then
you don't really have to see many knockdowns in amateurs.
No, and then he got done himself in last round, Dylan. But yeah, he seems like a good kid.
I saw videos. I've met him a couple of times. That's why, because you were talking about how you should, as a youngster today, if you're making it, you've got to be out there doing the social media piece, and that's what he's.
To be honest, that's what my advice is.
You've got to do it. You've got to do it.
It's in your best interest, isn't it? Yeah. So there's no good keeping yourself to yourself. What it is, you've got to make the most of what's available today.
Do you do much circuit work? You mentioned before an evening with Clinton Woods.
No, I used to. I used to do. I used to get asked to do quite a lot. And I used to do.
I mean, you're very good at. A very good storyteller.
When I first retired, obviously, I did quite a few, but then I turned a few down because I would. And then since I turned them down, I don't seem to get them back in. I used to do like a lot of sky work at first.
Right.
But at one time there were a fighter fighting Enzo McAnally actually, and he's fighting a guy who was absolutely shite. And
you told me how it worked.
Yeah, and they must tell me that they wanted to big him up, and it worked for me.
Yeah.
I'm not that bothered about doing that, to tell you the truth, about the pundit thing. The money were really good, but I'm not that bothered about that. No, it's not my.
Clinton,
I don't like evening with. I like.
Start doing evening with again.
But it's like I were onto it at one time where people were asking me, and I'm like, no, I can't do it, I can't do it.
Yeah, but if you set something up and obviously you advertise it, and start banging drum about it again, you could do that. Either.
Yeah, I could do. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's definitely something worth looking
100%.
into. Because I mean, it's a lot of people tell the stories, but like for you're quite passionate and sort of like you feel like you're there. And like I said, because you with your career, it'd be no offense, but like an evening with you, it'd be like I can't really remember that fight. Can't remember. Whereas you remember every.
I think like when you were like saying that, it's like I think the lower weight sometimes. Yeah. I think it's bigger now. I know it sounds daft.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Even like in the how long you been retired?
Well, my last fight was 2023, so only a couple of years.
So in that couple of years, but the smaller guys have seen some people. They're the people who are like everybody's flying about these days.
A bit more buzz about the flyweights and bantamweights.
Yeah, so it's always been the same. I think the lower weights don't seem to get in there.
Yeah.
So what's the future for you?
Future for me.
This place? You a granddad yet? Or?
Yeah. I'm granddad. 7 years of granddad. We've got a kid at 7, a little one at 7, one at I think one of them's 5. Oh God. I told you, my memory is very good for when I was a kid, but for now I can't.
Yeah.
So it's really hard.
What you boy or girl?
I've got a boy and a girl.
Have you, right?
Yeah. So like other than that, it's just like I like my little holidays, like my little trips. My wife's from Madrid, so I've just come back from Madrid. Madrid's gorgeous.
I booked it for me and my wife went the first time in August, and then girls got face on, so I booked it for.
If you ever go, if you try and get a place called Segovia or Toledo. Segovia is one of the most beautiful places you ever go to. Toledo, if you like old Spanish villages and all, Toledo's is like a city in a big fortress. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So they're good place to go to. But when we go there, she goes to see her mum and dad. And mum and dad getting old now, and obviously she's been over here since she were. The day I started boxing, the day I met her, 22. So she's been with me since I started pro, 22. Right. So
where did you meet?
A lot of people will say to you, "Oh, did your missus go in when you were like boxing?" I went, "No, the missus went out with me when I had nothing. My missus funded me a little bit. When I was skinned, she was the one lending me money. Yeah, if it weren't for her, I'd have gone nowhere."
Where did you meet?
We met in Vine at Mosborough.
What curry house?
It was a pub.
Oh, was it?
It was a pub, yeah.
Oh,
that one at main places, that Vine. Oh. Vine used to get packed. Yeah. And I went up. I tell you what had happened. 2 days before, I'd gone to Blackpool with some lads. And I got into a fight, like you do. And someone glassed me. And I got glassed in my eye there. It's quite a funny story, actually, because I met a chippy. And I'm having fish and chips at this chip, and I've got an hat on, and I've still got this hat. The hat's a condom. It's like a condom made. So I'm stood here having a drink. I'd left all my mates. I'd gone on my own. So I'm having there, and then a kid walked in with a few mates, and he took it off me. So I didn't say no. I thought, well, so he's like with his mates. So as I walked outside with fish and chips, I said to him, I says, "Here's my hat back." He went, no. So I went, what? He went, no. So I said to him, "I'll fight you for it." So he said, "Yeah." I thought, shit. So anyway, squared up with him, and the next minute, there's a big bottle come across my face.
What, from him? Or
from one of his mates.
From
one of his mates. And then some army guys just come running down and jumped on these kids, and then I went to hospital. And then I had about 8 stitches. And then when I got back from Blackpool, I were in Vine. And I was with my mates, and I saw this girl, and my brother, my younger brother, were with the same group. So I went to him. I was actually at the toilet having a wee. I went, "Who's that girl?" He went, "Oh, some Spanish girl." I went, "Ask her out for me." Yeah. So he asked her out for her, but she'd heard that I was a bit of a
ruffian.
Yeah. So she said no. But then about 2 days later, one of my mates said, "No, he's really nice." So I met her. Right. And the top what I wore, I've still got it.
Have you?
She won't let me throw it away. She liked the top I had on.
From that night?
From that night, so...
And what age are you now?
20, oh God, 20. 34. I'm 53. And I was 22 when I met her.
31 years.
So she's been with me from the beginning. She's seen it all. She liked the she was happy that I was boxing because that's what I wanted. But I wish I would have listened to her with a lot of stuff what she was telling me.
And what was she doing in Sheffield?
Mrs. She come over from university.
Right.
So she come from university.
You said she's a businesswoman.
Well, she works for a government business bank. But she does all sorts of them. She does accounts. She does this. She does that. They want her down London, but she don't want to go down London.
Especially in boxing, it's just like you said earlier, just a good woman, innit?
Yeah, you've got to have a good woman.
You've got to have a good woman.
So many.
Yeah, you've got to have that unit, haven't you?
So many boxers. Yeah. I see so many boxers. I just don't understand. One thing I don't understand with people, it's same with most sports, and in most, well, not even sports. I don't understand it when a bloke's got a brilliant woman, when they've got no, and then when they start earning money, why she gets sidekicked and they get went out. I don't get that.
No.
And it happens a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah, genuinely, it's been an amazing chat. Really appreciate you joining us. One question I ask everyone on the podcast is: now you've been on, who do you think we should interview? Maybe somebody who I don't know, an unsung hero.
Well, I thought Ray Gillett, my old trainer, would be a good one to talk to.
Absolutely.
In boxing wise, and I think you've already done it with him on Buster Keaton.
Yeah, Buster Keaton.
Yeah, have you done Buster Keaton?
No.
Do Buster Keaton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just think he's like he was one of the Ingle boys. He were total different mold to him. He wouldn't have thought he would have been an Ingle boy because the way he boxed, he would come forward. And the day he won the British title against one of my stable mates, oh my God, I was buzzing.
Well, yeah.
Oh God, yeah, I was buzzing.
It seems like I've only met him a few times, Buster, but he seems like a great character. And I saw him on this thing with Johnny over there. Like I think it's Johnny's podcast.
Yeah, he's got his own podcast.
And he were on that.
Buster, when I boxed at Ole Clementson, at European.
Is that a nickname or is that his name?
No, Ole Clementson, Buster Keaton.
Yeah.
That's his name.
John Keaton.
John Keaton. When I were lined up to fight for European against Ole Clementson, Buster Keaton were asked to go over to Gran Canaria to spar with Ole Clementson. And when I said to him, how did it go that? He went, okay, now he says, he can whack.
Is that what he said?
He goes, oh man, and he's like, he touched him right. I'm like, he went, oh man, I think he got, I don't know if he got cut off him. Because Ole Clementson try and kill you in sparring.
Yeah.
His dad would be like, yeah, kill him. You're like, fucking hell.
That's right. I'm just going to ask you one. So, what would one piece, for a young boxer, but maybe more so for a young pro, what would one piece of advice be to them?
Train as though you train harder than you think your opponent's training.
Yeah.
That's why I've always said.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Do you understand what I'm saying here?
Train like the challenger.
Always train harder than you're a challenger.
Yeah.
So you've just got to, in your mind, you've just got to think. In my fights, not the bigger fights, not like the Roy Jones, and I didn't have nerves for them fights because people didn't expect me to win anyway. It were weird, but I always knew I was fit.
Yeah.
I always knew I was fit, and I always knew I'd be all right. Everybody's always going about getting hurt in boxing. I know there's some bad things in boxing, but I was never really hurt in boxing. No, people are good. They're always going about certain fights, but I was hurt once. I think when Crawford Atlee bust my nose, and then he hit it again in one of the rounds as I'm chasing him around. He hit it again, bang on it, and I can always remember pain just shooting through my face. Boxing wise, now, did you ever get hurt in boxing?
Only
ow, fucking hell, that hurt.
No, so I only I know I'm only a flyweight, and I not that I box like as a come forward fighter, but I think I would, from being at SPC since I was young and being smallest in gym, I was always known for. Well, I was in with bigger lads sparring and getting some pastings on way up. So I was known for being tough, and I could take a good shot. But only time I got hurt was towards the end of my career, and when I'm not just blaming it on weight, but when weight was taking me out of me. My punch resistance when in my last fight, my punch the first punch he caught me with buzzed me, did me nose. In what 18 years of boxing since I've been 13, 14, whatever. My nose has only gone twice. Once in sparring when I was a kid, and then once in my last fight. That's the only time my nose has ever gone. It buzzed me. But again, I think it's creeps up on you, doesn't it? And
like I said, with pain in boxing, people say things. Like I said, just remembering a few other times when I were the Ray Jones when he hit me in the body that time. It just took everything out of me, and I was in a lot of pain after the fight because the rib was bust.
You get like you get like flat. You get caught with a good shot in sparring or in a fight. You ever get like deja vu or like that? You know, like when you. I don't know, it might be just me. I've asked a few people, and people have fucking looked at me, gone out. You know, just like when you think I've been here before. You know when you relive it. Only if when you get a flash shot and you think you're not visibly hurt on the outside. But I've had that happen a couple of times. And in sparring and that.
Like now, I think like you say in fights, when I've actually felt pain, is probably just the nose that time. The Roy Jones bust my rib. And one time when I got my ear perforated by early on in my career when I won Commonwealth, but the next day that was the worst pain I've ever had in my life. The last fight what I had, the actual last fight when I finished, and I was like buzzing. I had to go to the hospital after that fight because I had blood coming out of my ear because it perforated again.
Must have been a bad perforation that.
But I had no pain with that one. It was quite funny actually, that because the Americans have always got best of this, best of that, everything's best. Because we're going to take you to the best hospital. It's the best in the world. Yeah. It's the best for years. It's the best for. So we got there. When we got there, all corridors, all patients just laid there with. And I'm thinking, well, it took me here. So he's put into this room. Next minute, this nutcase comes in, wanting to fight everybody. So all security had to come. And I'm laid here thinking, okay, now what's happening? This was last fight. Yeah. So I had a bit of a bleed in me here, but now I've come out and to say I've had all them fights. Come out really unscathed, really. Yeah. Or then if Mrs. thinks I'm crackers. Memory's a bit bad sometimes. But now I got lucky.
It's like I'm right forgetful, like Charlie on go mad at me, for forgetting stuff and that. But then I think to myself, could that be a bit of boxing?
I think it's a boxing.
Like that anyway?
I think it's a boxing thing.
What do you mean?
I think it's boxers' thing because as we're getting older, we think it's all down to boxing.
So we overthink it.
Yeah.
It's not.
I'd probably second that. I mean, as someone who's never boxed, my memory's just like if I've now got about 3 or 4 diaries at any given time, and as soon as anybody says anything, I've got to put it in that diary. Automate it. I mean, you say you're not a digital guy, but that's the first thing I'll do. Because if I don't do it there and then,
I've got pieces of paper. I've got pieces of paper everywhere. My mates will laugh at me because they'll go in my car if they're ever in my car and you put your hand outside of it. They'll see something. They'll say something like apples and bananas, or it'll put toilet roll for gym because that's what I have to do. I have to write everything down physically. It's like Mrs. She says, "Why don't you put stuff in your phone?" There's probably stuff in my phone what I've put in, but I just don't. I don't use it.
Well, Clinton, I'm conscious of keeping you all day. It's been an amazing chat.
Nice one. Cheers. Good.
I would, if it's all right with you, I'd like to sort of continue a discussion. Another time maybe.
I can do loads of stuff to talk about.